Do you believe that there is a way to lose weight, control glucose, and even prevent type 2 diabetes just with what you eat? What if I told you that thousands of people are doing just that every day with affordable natural foods that you may have never appreciated? The truth is that the right diet can be your most powerful weapon, not only against diabetes, but also against weight gain, a bloated belly, and difficulty losing fat. Many people think they need crazy diets or dangerous medicines to get results. But science has already shown that some specific foods help speed up metabolism, reduce insulin resistance, and directly contribute to healthy weight loss. And the best part, these foods are within your reach. Today, I will show you what are the 10 most recommended by experts, used by those looking to prevent diabetes and, in addition, achieve a lighter, healthier body with more energy. So stay with me, because what comes next could transform the way you eat. What few people realize is that behind the diagnosis of type 2 diabetes, there is a silent pattern: bad eating habits, excess bad carbohydrates, progressive weight gain, and a body that starts to scream for help. The problem is that, in the rush of everyday life, many people end up ignoring the signs. That constant fatigue, the increase in belly, the difficulty in losing weight, and even that untimely hunger that never seems to go away. All of this may be a reflection of a metabolic imbalance caused by a wrong diet. And we're not just talking about sugar. The danger also lies in ultra-processed foods, quick meals, and snacks disguised as healthy. The truth is that diabetes doesn't come at once. It sets in slowly as you try to lose weight and don't understand why nothing works. But there is a path, and it starts with what you put on your plate. In fact, the right foods can help your body burn fat, balance glucose levels, and, in addition, increase your energy and mood. If you've ever felt like something isn't right with your body, then pay attention to what's happening now. And if you think this content is opening your eyes, do the following. Help this message reach more people. Like this video and subscribe to the channel. Your support here makes a difference to a lot of people who need to hear this. So now that you understand that type 2 diabetes does not appear suddenly, but as a result of an accumulation of wrong choices in everyday life, it's time to show you that there is a safe, effective, and natural way to avoid this scenario. And it starts with your diet. We're not talking about cutting out everything or going hungry. On the contrary, we are talking about add the right foods with intelligence and transform your diet into a powerful tool for weight loss, prevention of metabolic diseases, and hormonal balance. When you consume the right foods, your body responds. Your energy increases, your blood sugar stabilizes, you feel less hungry throughout the day, and the extra weight starts to come off naturally, without that feeling of sacrifice. And that is exactly what the most recent studies point out. Certain foods, rich in fibers, antioxidants, good fats, and bioactive compounds are able to regulate insulin, improve the body's sensitivity to sugar, and even speed up metabolism, which means more fat burning and less unwanted weight accumulation, especially in the abdominal region. That's why I prepared a list of the 10 foods most cited by nutritionists, endocrinologists, and specialists in functional nutrition when it comes to type 2 diabetes prevention and healthy weight loss. And the most interesting thing, they are accessible foods. Many of them you probably already have at home, but maybe you aren't using them in the right way, or you didn't know the impact they can have on your body. First on the list is oats. Maybe you've heard of it as a functional food, and it really is. What makes oats so powerful in controlling glucose is their richness in beta-glucanas, a type of soluble fiber that forms a gel in the intestine, slowing the digestion of carbohydrates and preventing blood sugar spikes. This not only helps with glycemic control, but also increases satiety, reducing unnecessary hunger, something essential for those looking to lose weight. A simple serving of oatmeal for breakfast, combined with low glycemic fruits, can make a huge difference in your day. And the coolest thing is that it is versatile. You can use it in porridge, smoothies, pancakes, and even in preparing savory recipes. The second food is sweet potatoes. Many people think that because it is a carbohydrate, it should be avoided, but that is a mistake. Sweet potatoes have a low to moderate glycemic index, especially when cooked in the skin and cooled before consumption. This process increases the content of resistant starch, a type of fiber that feeds good gut bacteria and improves insulin response. Furthermore, it provides energy gradually, without causing glucose spikes, which is ideal for those who need energy, without compromising blood sugar control. Next, we have the avocado, one of the best foods for those who want to lose weight healthily and improve insulin sensitivity. He is very rich in monounsaturated fats, which help control cholesterol, reduce cardiovascular risk, and also promote prolonged satiety. Avocado is also a source of vitamin E, magnesium, potassium, and anti-inflammatory compounds, which act directly to combat insulin resistance. An important detail, it can be consumed in both sweet and savory preparations, and the ideal is to always opt for the fresh version, without sugar or artificial sweeteners. Now, let's talk about red fruits: strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries. These fruits are true natural medicines, thanks to the presence of anthocyanins and polyphenols, powerful antioxidants that help fight chronic inflammation, one of the triggers for the emergence of insulin resistance and the accumulation of visceral fat. Furthermore, they have a low glycemic index, can be consumed plain or with natural yogurt, and also improve the health of the skin, intestine, and brain. Inserting red fruits into your routine is a simple but extremely powerful step. Another food that deserves to be highlighted is Brazil nuts. She is a source of selenium, a mineral with antioxidant action that protects cells against damage from excess glucose in the blood. Also contains magnesium, essential for glucose metabolism and muscle relaxation. But be careful, as it is high in calories. The ideal is to consume 1 to 2 units per day. This is enough to reap the benefits without overdoing the calories. Now let's move on to fatty fish, such as salmon, sardines, and tuna. These fish are excellent sources of omega-3, an essential fat that reduces inflammation, improves blood fluidity, protects the heart, and also helps regulate blood glucose. What's more, omega-3 directly contributes to the proper functioning of the brain, which is essential to avoid the side effects of diabetes on the nervous system. Including these fish in your diet 2 to 3 times a week is an excellent strategy for your overall health. Cabbage is one of the vegetables richest in fiber, vitamin K, calcium, and antioxidants. In addition to being extremely cheap, it is versatile and can be consumed raw, sautéed in juices or soups. Kale helps reduce the absorption of sugar and fat in the intestine, promotes satiety, regulates the intestine, and strengthens the liver, a fundamental organ in the glucose metabolism process. The chickpeas couldn't be missed. This food is a true ally for those who want to control their blood sugar and still lose weight. He owns complex carbohydrates, fiber, vegetable proteins, and promotes prolonged satiety. Furthermore, it improves the lipid profile, regulates the production of serotonin, helping to control anxiety and binge eating, and even stabilizes the release of glucose into the bloodstream, avoiding those sudden peaks and drops that generate tiredness and excessive hunger. Another amazing food is lemon. He not only has alkalizing action, as it also improves digestion, reduces the glycemic index of meals when consumed together with rice, beans, or other carbohydrates, and is rich in vitamin C, which strengthens the immune system. A simple habit, like squeezing lemon on salads, in water, or on top of food, can greatly improve your insulin response throughout the day. To close this list, the famous green tea. He is very rich in catechins, compounds that stimulate metabolism, increase fat burning, and also help stabilize blood sugar levels. Furthermore, it has a diuretic effect, combats fluid retention, and can be a great ally in your weight loss routine. The ideal is to consume it between meals, always without sugar, and preferably until mid-afternoon, so as not to disturb your sleep. These 10 foods have something in common. They act directly on main causes of insulin resistance, help balance the body, improve body composition, and prevent diseases such as diabetes, hypertension, and obesity. And when combined, the effect is even greater. Therefore, more important than memorizing the list is starting to integrate these foods into your routine in a practical and consistent way. But don't worry, because in the next few minutes I'm going to show you how to do this the right way, without complications, and how to put together a complete dish that works for your health every day. This is what scares the most. The number of people with type 2 diabetes is growing at a rapid pace, and most of them have no idea what is happening inside their own bodies. Today, there are more than 15 million Brazilians living with the disease. And the most shocking fact, every 5 seconds, a new person is diagnosed in the world. But what many still don't understand is that type 2 diabetes, in most cases, is avoidable. Studies already confirm that around 80% of cases could be prevented with simple changes in diet and lifestyle. That's right, you don't have to wait for a scare to act. With more conscious choices on your plate, it is possible to control blood glucose, reduce abdominal fat, improve insulin resistance, and even reverse prediabetes. The time to take care of your body is now, while there is still time to avoid more serious consequences. And if this information has already made sense to you, then be part of this current of change. Like this video and subscribe to the channel. There are a lot of people who need this message, and you could be the reason it goes further. And I'm telling you all this because I've seen with my own eyes what happens when someone decides to take their diet seriously. People who arrived desperate, with sky-high blood sugar, diagnosed with prediabetes, discouraged with their bodies and health, thinking there was no way out. But all it took was changing small habits and putting these foods into your routine that the results started to appear. Energy returned, weight started to come off, exams improved, and most importantly, hope has returned. But there is one detail that makes all the difference, and this is where a lot of people stumble, which is the constancy. There's no point doing it for 2 days and stopping. The body responds to repetition. When you eat well every day, when you insist even on those days when you feel like giving up everything, then the game starts to change. And the most beautiful thing is to see that when a person feels the real effect of this on their body, they don't want to go back. Health becomes a priority. And are you ready to start this real transformation? Because from now on, we will delve even deeper. Now that you know the power that these foods have and how they act on your body, comes the most important part: practice. Because it's no use just knowing. The real question now is, which of these foods do you actually consume in your daily life? And more than that, what stops you from turning this information into action? Sometimes it's the rush, other times it's doubt, the fear of changing, or even the false idea that healthy eating is expensive or difficult. But look, taking care of your health, lowering blood sugar, losing weight, and preventing type 2 diabetes doesn't have to be complicated. What you need is clarity, decision, and attitude. When you understand that every food choice is a chance to rebalance your metabolism, control insulin, and burn fat naturally, everything changes. So stop for a second and honestly think, what is holding you back? Because if you want results, you'll need to face it head on. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about now. It's important to understand that everything we've talked about so far doesn't involve fancy recipes, expensive diets, or hard-to-find foods. These foods that you discovered today are in the markets, at fairs, sometimes even in your kitchen, just waiting to be used with intention. They are affordable, versatile, and best of all, have scientific proof that they do work in combating insulin resistance, controlling blood sugar levels, and even reversing initial prediabetes. This is what you need to keep in mind. It's not about cutting everything out or depriving yourself. It's about knowing how to choose. The truth is that prevention starts at the plate, and small changes in your daily life, made consistently, can avoid huge problems down the road, such as continuous medication use, hospitalizations, and serious complications. You have tools in your hands that work. And what comes now is exactly to show you how to use these choices to your advantage every day in the right way. Now that you know these 10 foods and understand how they act directly on type 2 diabetes prevention, no blood glucose control, and No healthy weight loss. It's your turn to act. This video is not just a list. It is an invitation to transform your routine, your plate, and your health. And I want to know, which of these foods is already part of your life, and which one will you start including in your daily life from now on? Tell me here in the comments, because this exchange is fundamental. Sometimes your doubt is the same as those who are just starting out. And if this content helped you in any way, be it to rethink your diet, to better understand how your body works, or even to take the first step, then do the following. Click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell. This makes this message reach even more people who, like you, are looking for a life with more energy, health, and control. And before you leave, let me tell you something important. There's no point just knowing what to eat if you keep making mistakes that sabotage your health every day without realizing it. There are common attitudes, which seem harmless, and which are accelerating the arrival of type 2 diabetes in your body. And most people don't even suspect it. I explain everything in the next video, based on recent studies. So don't waste time. Now click on the link that is here on the screen or in the description and watch the video. Proven by research, 6 everyday mistakes that accelerate the arrival of type 2 diabetes. This information could be what will save you from a diagnosis down the road. Run there.